What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 106. It is the final episode of the Chance Bishop Road to the Show for MLB Show 24. Technically, last episode was the last episode of gameplay for Chance Bishop in the show 24. But for episode 106, we're going to take a look at how the season ended. It looks like Chance won his another MVP award right there. Goes out on top right there. 343, 37 home runs. That's a pretty good way to end a career off with an MVP award. Love to see that. The Rookie of the Year goes to a guy in the minor league, Satrick Corona. Chance of Case gets the Hank Aaron Award. But I want to take this episode and the time, the next, 11-ish minutes left of this episode, and just kind of look back at Chance's career, go through all of his stats, see what he lacked in, what he excelled in, just kind of what made him the player he became in this series. As we go through the National League here, Chance, of course, gets the Silver Slugger. Dude was just an absolute unit when it came to swinging the lumber. Plain and simple. We're going to hopefully go into Chance Bishop Road to the Show in the show 25. Hopefully next week. Get some things done. Hopefully we are already working on that. I am recording this in advance right now. May 19th is when I'm voicing this episode over. So just, when this episode eventually does air, hopefully next week we will have the show 25 coming out with brand new episodes of Chance Bishop and some more fun in the sun there. But the Gold Gloves, Chance, of course, he's just a unit when it comes to Gold Gloves. I know we're looking at the American League right now, but I think Chance won a Gold Glove every full season of his career except one, and it still frustrates me because I played that game, got 2 errors in that game, and we lost because we had 2 errors on the season. Plain and simple, that's what we lost by. The guy had no errors, we had 2 errors, and they were my errors, which frustrated me to high hell. But the Chance, of course, and the Dodgers, they win the World Series. Take a look at those who have retired. Chance doesn't technically retire because you can't technically retire in the show 24. I don't know why they took that out, your ability to end your career and retire. I think it's really dumb. Genuinely, I wish you could just be like, hey, I'm 36 years of age. I want to hang up the spikes now. And the game's like, cool. You can hang up the spikes now. You got it. You can get it done. So I wish that was something we can do. Sung-Jae Chang there, he retires, former prospect for the Pirates. Let's see, any other name? Every once in a while we'll see a name that's just kind of hanging out here. That's like just lasted 20 plus years. Drew Gilbert, center fielder there for the Mets, he retires. That's Brian Hayes still hanging around here in 2041. Not sure how old he is. He's got to be in his 40s at this point. Orion Kerkering, former Phillies reliever, he finally hangs up. So does Royce Lewis, or Rhett Lauder. Okay, so we have some more guys here retiring than I thought we would have, honestly. And that's kind of funny when you get some of these guys. Like Bobby Miller, he was like 25 when the series started. So we're talking 15 years later, he's 40. Alright, that makes a little bit of sense there. But I don't know. I'm not sure why some guys retire super early and some guys just last forever. I know Bryce Harper has that happen where Bryce Harper will play till he's like 50 almost. And I've seen that happen in multiple franchises, multiple Road to the Shows. Not really Road to the Shows because they seem to demote him in Road to the Shows like really quickly. Like year 4 of his of the series, he seems like he's in the minors or just not playing for the Phillies for some reason. But in franchise mode, we've had him play until he was damn near 50, I'm pretty sure. But 2041, there's no one in the Hall of Fame, which is unfortunate. No one makes the Hall of Fame. Chance technically won't, quote-unquote, make the Hall of Fame, even though his stats are definitely good enough. So Chance finishes with 2,492 career games played. Love to see that. He has 9,882 career at-bats. He's scored 1,842 career runs. He has gotten on base safely via a hit 3,239 career times. He has 790 career doubles. He has 122 career triples. He has hit a home run 622 times in his career, falling much short of Barry Bonds' 700 home runs. Did not make that 700 home run club, which is unfortunate. He's drove in 1,807 career batters in his career. He's walked 1,185 times. He struck out 1,600 times on the dot. He stole 336 bases in his career. He had a 40 stolen base season this year. Holy crap, that's wild. He was caught 97 times. He had a 328 career average, a 403 career OBP, a 621 career slugging percentage, a OPS of over 1,024. He had 11,224 plate appearances. He had 7 sac flies. He had 82 sacrifices. He grounded into 264 double plays. He was hit by 68 pitches in his career. He was intentionally walked 97 times. He touched 6,139 total bases. He had a career stolen base percentage of 776, so that's pretty good there. He had 3,553 assists, 1,053 putouts, 10 errors in his 16-year career. He had a fielding percentage of 998. That's pretty good. He played in over 20,000 innings. He had a WAR of over 170. He had a walk percentage of 10.6, a strikeout percentage of 14.3, a .74 walk to K strikeout rate, a 293% isolated power, 15.9 at-bats per home run, 436.3 PSN, a 436 SECA, 1174 batted runs, Sabre 42.6, RCF 2454. Now take a look how many games played against each team, and just see like how he did. I think most teams that he got a good amount of plate appearances against, he did fairly average. There's not one team he did. I don't think there's one team he did strikingly well against versus one team he really struggled against. I mean, Pirates he only hit 284 against, which seems like so far it's the worst. 377 against the Brewers seems like it's the best. 282 against the Rays, but he's also playing significantly less games against some of these teams here. Yankees only played 64 games against in his career. Mets only played 51, and Angels only played 34 games in his career. Hit 9 home runs in those 34 games. Take a look at the trophy case here. He is a 7-time MVP, a 1-time Rookie of the Year. He is a 8-time Hank Aaron Award winner. He was an All-Star from 2027 to 2041. He was a Gold Glove from 2027 to what was that? I'm not sure. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. He missed in 32. And then 33 to 41. Silver Slugger 27 to 41. World Series MVP 4 times. All-Star MVP, 5 times right there. He won the batting title 7 times. The latest being in 2041. You love to see that there for Chance. He is a home run champion 5 times in his career. He was a playoff MVP 4 times in his career. 20, 32, 37, 38, and 41. Take a look at from where it started. We got drafted in 2025. We made our debut in 2026. Kind of flummoxed here with the Mets for a little bit. We were an all-star in 2027, just signing kind of 1-year deals. We led the league in home runs in 2028 with only 40, which is kind of wild. We made the all-star team again. We won our arbitration hearing in 2030. This is where we started having issues with the Mets, which is why I knew I was leaving the Mets. We led the league in hits, runs, slugging percentage, won the MVP. Pretty sure it's the first ever in Mets history. And the Mets still wanted to underpay us. So we were just dogging the Mets there for the arbitration. Signed a 5-year deal with the Angels, and things just went very well with the Angels. Won a handful of MVPs. We won a World Series in our first year in 2033. So that was pretty awesome right there. That was our first World Series victory in Chance's career. So I love to see that happen. I love that it was, of course, the year after we left the Mets. And in the Angels teams, it's kind of disappointing how some of these Angels seasons went, because we had very good Angels teams during this time with them, and it just seemed like we never could put things together properly. That we were always one win short, or one player short, or the offense got cold at the wrong time, or the pitching staff kind of fell apart. And I think that first year, adding Chance to this team with Paul Skeens, I think Jared Jones was there too, still in his prime. Just having those two guys to lead the pitching staff, and then you had Chance to that offense, and you bring in Charlie Condon, and I think everything just kind of clicked properly. We signed a 5-year deal with the Mets that brought us to our age 36 season, and I think a lot of hats off there to Chance for retiring after 16 years. At 36, he wants to live the rest of his life. He's got his 16 years in. He's done everything anyone can ever want, and it's time for him just to move on to his next endeavor. But as wraps this up, guys, if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, comment down below, and just remember, Chance